Welcome, everybody. We are live here at our studio here in Warfield, Kentucky. This is the morning startup show here on the D&D Sports Network. I'm here with J.J. Pruitt. J.J. Pruitt is the newest member of the D&D Sports Network family. As J.J., you've only been on the job just a few days, and you're getting one of the biggest assignments. This is something we've had in works for a long time as this morning show, and you get to come in and eventually one day you'll be the primary host of this, getting thrown right into the fire.
Well, it's an honor to be here, and you're definitely right about that. I've been pretty much thrown into the deep waters. I know my very first day. I went to the ball games with you expecting just to, run the equipment. Yep. And you literally said, no, you're going to be calling games today. Yep. So, I went from calling games to, being here on the radio show or on the morning shows. Yeah. Yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah, guys, for you guys that don't, obviously myself, but for you guys that don't know JJ, and listen, we're going to talk what the premises of this show is, and what we hope this show to be and all that. We're hoping that it's a show where all you folks at home can get your morning started. We're going to cover a wide variety of topics, and in the future, in the very near future, we're going to take some call-ins too during the show. But there's not going to be any topic that is untouchable on this show. So hopefully, we can be chippy, we can be happy, and we can help you guys get a good start to your day. So JJ, as I personally didn't know you before you started working for us. I know you grew up with Coach Jones over in Mate 1. You graduated. I do know you graduated with my wife. Or was in school at the same time.
Yes.
And it seems like there's a big gap there where you wasn't around this area, or what's JJ done since high school?
Well, since high school, as soon as I graduated, I immediately went to college. Yep. And I obtained an associate's degree in electronics and computer technology. And I ended up using that degree to actually take a position in the oil field as an electronics technician. And outside of that, one of my main things is just traveling to the World Series of Poker. That's one of my favorite things to do. So between, being an electronics technician and fixing computers, the World Series is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, so guys, in case you didn't know, JJ, that's what JJ does. JJ travels around on weekends and goes to Vegas multiple times a year and competes in the World Series poker tournament. So, this past weekend he's supposed to be in Pennsylvania for one, but you took the day off. You was wanting to get ready for this show. So, when's your next plans? Well, let me ask you this: How lucrative is there actually? Can you make a career out of going and playing in these tournaments?
You actually can, but tournaments can be very difficult to win. I myself haven't won anything major, but I've done well enough to where I could sustain a decent career with it. But it can be very rewarding depending on the size of the tournament and the entry fee, the cost of it. It can be very lucrative, absolutely.
You folks at home, make sure that you guys take and put us questions, comments. You can send them down in the comment section below. We will try to get to your guys' topics before everything's said and done. If you guys got anything you want to talk about, you want to chime in on them, that's what the comment section is for. As I said, we will eventually take calls. But I'm looking forward, JJ. This is an odd setup. Me and you are together today.
Yes.
But normally we won't be together. We'll be at two separate places, and we're going to have a lot of guests that we're going to bring on as well. Well, not going to say a lot, but we'd like to bring a guest today or something like that on, whether it's local business owners, athletes, politicians. We're going to have a little bit of everybody coming on from time to time, and we're going to talk about what they have going on. So this show should be one of the funnest things that's been done in the mountains in a long time, JJ.
Absolutely, and I'm very excited for it. And I'm very excited to interview some of these players that are coming up. Now, can you tell me a little bit about some of these players that you've had a chance to see this summer?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see. We'll jump in. I want to talk about summer ball, so we'll jump into that next segment when we come back from our commercial break.
Okay.
But once we get through this right here, I want to tell everybody. Yesterday, JJ, I went to Red River Gorge, and I know you was telling me that you was brought up kind of sheltered.
Yes.
And so you don't really, I guess, know a lot of the area around or how often when you say sheltered, how sheltered was you?
I never went many places. Okay. I guess that's like I had a few certain places that I would go to, but as far as venturing out, it's not something that I really did. So that's something that I'm looking forward to you educating me on some of these areas that you went to, whether it's restaurants, like whether it's other places. Like I would love to know more about some of the places in this area that you've been to.
Well, let's start here. I still am intrigued with how sheltered JJ is.
Okay.
Have you been to? Let's see here. Have you been to Chief Logan?
I've been there a few times, but when I was much younger.
Was it to see Christmas lights? Or?
I think they used to have a swimming pool there.
Yeah.
I think I went there a couple of times. Yeah. But apart from that, when I was younger, I think that they used to do something like some kind of Indian play or like Hatfield McCoy play or something like that.
Yep.
I think that I've
seen
that
Chief Logan play.
Yeah, the Chief Logan play. Whenever this was 2001, so it was a long time. It was absolutely a long time ago.
So let's see. Have you ever been to Hardy Pool?
I think once or twice when I was in high school.
Okay,
I think I may have went there for like a couple parties.
So basically, you're from Mingo County, so safe to say, if it was one of the surrounding counties, there's a chance that you might have been to the area, right?
Possibly.
The Overlook in Pikeville. Have you ever been to it?
Never.
Never been to the Overlook?
Never been to the Overlook.
Okay, Overlook is up by the YMCA.
Okay.
It's you walk out in this rock cage that hangs over a cliff, and you can view the city of Pikeville.
Really?
Yeah. So it was, I think, I could be wrong, maybe some of our guests online or some of the viewers watching can inform us this, but I think it was created when they put the cut-through project in there, because you see there used to be a river that ran through Pikeville, but when they put that cut through project, it was I forgot, you see signs all the time, multi-billion-dollar project, ended up building a cut through in Pikeville, and I think that's when they put that cage up there so you could overlook it.
Really?
Yeah, so we got a lot of people tuning in. Brianna Wimpson says she loves your voice, JJ. Said definitely not allowed to go swimming out in deep water. You wasn't?
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Okay, so the shelteriness come from your family. Are you the only child?
I have a sister. She's 7 years older than me, so the age gap's just a little different. So like whenever I was in like first grade, she would be in like 7th or 8th grade. Then when I was in like 5th grade, she graduated high school, so we didn't really.
So was she as sheltered?
Not as sheltered as I was.
So they didn't care about her as much, right?
No, they loved her, but
anyways, that brings me to what I done yesterday. My daughter is gone out of town with some of her family, and they are. Yesterday, my son, he's had a hectic summer. He works all the time, on the game of basketball, and he, so me and my wife wanted to get him out and get his head clear, and kind of give him a little break, and we went to Red River Gorge.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
Never heard of it.
Okay, it's I guess it's about 2 hours from here, from the studio here in Warfield. It's about 2 hours. It's on your way to Lexington on Mountain Parkway. But you go there, and they got a lot of rock formations. They got gorge, zip lines. They got caves you can go under. We basically went and jumped off rock cliffs. And
you jumped off of rocks?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And jumped off rock cliffs, and went swimming and stuff. So it was a fun day out. It's something, that's what a lot of people don't realize. We got a lot of stuff around here that's local.
Yeah.
That people can take advantage of. That people have no clue. These last 2 weekends. This weekend we went to Red River Gorge. And it don't cost any money. River Gorge, you're out your gas. Gas and eats is what you're out.
And the fact that you said that this is, only 2 hours away?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that, because usually to go to a place like that, you have to travel all the way to Tennessee or somewhere like that. I would have never guessed that something like that would be this close.
No, it's it's amazing. It's beautiful. Well, you don't just got that. You got the breaks in Virginia too. That's even closer. To where we're at here, but it's there's I'll get into that. Let's read a comment here. Okay. Jimmy Johnson says second largest man-made project in the world, next to the Panama Canal, was the cut-through project at Pikeville.
Okay.
So Jimmy, is that when they built the overlook up there at Pikeville? Is whenever they done that cut-through? Is that whenever the overlook come about? But it's neat. If you drive through Pikeville, you can look up and you can see that cage hanging over the hill. Mm-hmm. And I highly suggest you go there one day. Everybody should go there once.
Yeah,
it's a lot cleaner than when we used to go senior skip day in school. We would go up there.
Oh, wow.
And we would spray paint our names or carve our names, but they've cleaned it up now. It's a lot cleaner now. So it looks really good now. And back then you had a chain link fence that actually gave. So if you leaned against it, there's a good chance that you could have fell. But now they got a steel cage that there's no give, no nothing on it.
So does it cost anything to go there, or is it like
everything that you're talking about? And then the weekend before, we went up to Boyd County, and it's called Camp Landing.
Okay.
It is one of the neatest things. You would like it because there's a casino next to it. Yeah, that's right. Sandy's Casino or something. It's a new casino, the biggest casino in the area. But there's a Malibu Jacks there. They got like a virtual, you can play virtual sports there, axe throwing. Hillbilly Hibachi has a store there, go-karts, bowling. And then they got one of the Smoking Jay's Smokehouse, one of the best restaurants there.
Movie
theater. Yeah, it's awesome. I highly suggest anybody go up to Camp Landing if you're just looking for a day out with your family.
So how far is that from this area, Boyd County?
Oh, it's Boyd County. You can be there from here at Warfield. I can be there in an hour.
Really?
An hour 15 minutes at the most.
Oh, okay.
But guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to go into some of the summer ball. And as JJ was asking, we're going to let you folks at home know what exactly we've seen in summer ball and some of the players and stuff to watch out for. But guys, make sure you come right back and join us here on the Startup Morning Show. Darryl McCoy and JJ Pruitt.
Eastern Kentucky understands the importance of taking care of one another. That's why after graduation, I came home. 25 years later, I've put together a team at Glenn Martin Hammond Law Offices dedicated to fighting for your legal rights. When you're dealing with a sensitive legal issue, you want someone who will take care of you as a person, not just another case. Our team will help you through the legal process of Social Security, personal injury, work injury, car wrecks, wrongful death, medical malpractice, and nursing home neglect. Call us today.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
Made in America. What does that mean? It means jobs. It means craftsmanship. And when it comes to Vaughan Bassett furniture, it means value. And Kemper recognizes that. That's why they've dedicated an entire gallery to Vaughan Bassett. Made in America. See the quality. And now, see the price. Come see your favorite Kemper store in Hazard, London, or Somerset.
We're back here on the Startup Morning Show with JJ Pruitt over here. JJ Pruitt, the newest member of the D&D Sports Network in the house, and myself, Darryl McCoy. JJ, as we're here first day of the Startup Show, you're a little nervous.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. JJ, I can feel the nerves.
This is, like literally my third day on the job, like training day. And first day I'm commentating. The second day I'm, running sales. And then the third day I'm hosting a show.
You got thrown right in.
Yeah.
So as we got some comments coming in here. Let's see what the folks at home are saying. Brianna says, said the Williamson pool was the spot when you guys was young.
Absolutely.
Said that you're a mama's boy.
Absolutely. Yeah, no shame in that either.
Kevin Basin is tuning in. He said, JJ, been a long time, worked the Mingo Central basketball games this year for D&D.
Absolutely. And Kevin Basin was a really good ball player. He was definitely a problem, and I still can't figure out why he didn't go to college and play, or he may have went to college at a small school. He'll have to, update me on that. But we had many run-ins whenever we would have like open gym sessions, and he was really, really good.
Jimmy Johnson says the Overlook was for sure there in the 1980s. There wasn't a cage then, only the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that was back in the late 90s. It was still the fence too. And said you forgot to mention, that Camp Landing even has bull riding there. Yes, wow. so if you want to go back to, listen, I'm a big 8 Seconds fan. You ever seen 8 Seconds?
Never heard of it.
You've never heard? You don't know who Lane Frost is?
I got to be educated.
You got to watch that movie.
Absolutely.
Probably the first movie I ever cried in.
Really?
Yeah, it was 8 Seconds. What was the movie back in the day where John Travolta was a bull rider and they had the... I think it had maybe Sissy Spacek in it or something.
When I think of John Travolta, I think of like Pulp Fiction.
This was before that. Was it Urban Cowboy maybe?
Yeah, that was.
That might have been it. Urban Cowboy was the one where they focused on bull riding.
Yeah.
But it was Camp Landing. Something I highly suggest everybody at home go take a day and go out to.
Mm-hmm.
JJ, I've been really annoyed with a lot of stuff lately, but if you know me, I'm a person that gets... I don't have a lot of patience. I get annoyed.
Well, when you're annoyed with something, the best thing to do is to get it off your chest. And this is the perfect place to do that.
Listen, don't even get me started on... We just moved to Warfield.
Okay.
Warfield is a little different than where I'm used to living.
Mm-hmm.
I've never... I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever lived anywhere that's this far out where you... And listen, don't get me wrong. This place is beautiful. I love it.
Yes.
And by the way, guys, I want to take... You see the Belfry jersey up here. That is number 30.
Uh-huh.
It means a lot to me. That is one of my best friends in school, Jeremy Steele.
Oh yes,
another great. Away. That was his number.
He was another great ball player. Like he was another guy that I used to do like open gyms with.
Yeah.
And he was always the first pick, and he would always, like, if you were playing the 24, he would always get like 12 to 15 points every single time.
Oh, I got some surprises. We're gonna leave Jeremy up here for the first few shows, but I got J.J. Hilton's jersey going to go up there.
Really?
Yeah, a rare number 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
legendary player from our school, right?
Yeah. From Belfry.
From the 90s, like they didn't they win like the 15th region like 3 years in a row or something like that? 3
straight years. Walking Tall and Freedom Hall. I still got my shirts. But once getting back to moving here to Warfield, it's one of them. You got to stop at Walmart before you come because you're looking 25-30 minute drive to the closest Walmart.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I don't know how far the Louisa one is, but I know Paintsville and Prestonsburg, Paintsville, Williamson's all about the same. But it's a beautiful town. Love it. Love everything about it. Love the neighbors. Love the people. I got one of my best friends lives down the road, Billy Davis. the only part that I've had a lot of aggravation about is getting trash picked up here.
Oh,
it has been horrible here. Undoubtedly, they don't got, you know how where we're from. They got garbage trucks. You got guys that normally they're prisoners half the time.
They usually come like every Monday or like twice a week sometimes.
They'll come once a week, and they'll get a lot of prisoners and stuff to do it. But here in Martin County, it's done a little bit different. They, from what I was told, they got like 4 different companies, 4 people, just normal people that run trash services.
So do a lot of times they don't know like who's going to go where, or they don't want to step on each other's toes?
They know for instance, I don't want to mention any names because I'm aggravated with them and I don't want it to hurt the business. But there's one in this area, say the Jones. They pick up the garbage in the Warfield area.
Okay.
And then I guess they hauled off to a landfill or something like that. Well, I've tried every way in the world. I've called this place for 3 weeks. I've called this place every day. Send them messages. You send them automated messages. Call them. It's the answer machine. And it's causing me personal hassle because if you have a wife, you know how aggravating they get. And imagine every day coyotes, bears get in the trash, and then they're having to pick the trash up every single day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now it's starting to look like a landfill itself here because it's not picked up, and there's no way to get a hold of these people.
And then you got bears on top of that.
That's
something that my mother's currently dealing with.
That's been the hardest part living here in Warfield so far. But the thing I like, around here, we'll get into some good eating places later in the show, but one of the other things that the topic, the reason I wanted to go into this is I seen where Boy Scouts. Now, Boy Scouts of America. Was you ever a Boy Scout? You seem like a Boy Scout.
I don't know. I was never a Boy
Scout. I was a Boy Scout for... I had my mom take me one summer, and I think it lasted about 2 weeks, and then I was tired of it. When you go there, I remember, the only things I remember from the classes, they used to have them at the old Stone Red Robin buildings there at Stone. That's where they had their meetings. And I remember they taught you how to tie a knot. They taught you...
teach you like how to build a fire, or...
Well, we didn't get to that. I didn't stick around that long.
Right.
But then I remember probably the funnest thing. It's the first time I ever done wheelbarrow races, where somebody grabs your feet and you take your hand and you crawl. Yeah, so that's the stuff we done at Boy Scouts. I really don't know. Yeah, I think once you get on in Boy Scouts, it becomes a little more
complex.
Yeah, and you learn a little more stuff like building fires, saving lives, stuff like that. But they changed their name from Boy Scouts to Scouting America. Now, the reason they done this is said they wanted to be gender sensitive.
Well, but don't you have like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts?
Well, from what I heard, the Girl Scouts are still the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, so like, why change one name and then not change the other?
Listen, I'm saying, hey, the girls are being more of a men than men are right now because they're not folding to the pressure. The Boy Scouts, they're like, hey, we're giving in. Listen, I get so aggravated with this world. I went to a place this weekend. And it's the first time that I've ever personally been to a place where the bathroom, it said, I forgot what it said. It said gender, it basically said both genders.
What is that called? A co-ed?
Well, it's like a co-ed bathroom. It would
be like a co-ed bathroom or something like that.
That's what it was like. But, I would freak out if I would have had my daughter there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a man walked. They had like once you went in the room, it was separate. Like the guys go over here, you knew urinals and stuff like that was over here, and then the girls over here. But still being in that same room, it don't seem right. And if you're making all these safe rules, like trying to change things to be safer, then wouldn't that seem like that's going against the grain?
Absolutely.
So
to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like, keep everything separate, like it's always been. And if there's a situation where a father has a daughter,
Yep.
and they want to go into the women's bathroom. I mean, it's understandable for the father to knock on the door, maybe open and say, "Is anybody in here? I got to take my daughter in here," something like that,
Yeah, I mean, I remember when my daughter was 3-4 years old. You used to knock on the door, "Hey, anybody in here?" And then you'll stand at the door, and But now it's not like that anymore. But the Boy Scouts of America changing that to be gender, non-Pacific. That just tells me that the world's going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And then, on top of that, just to give a little Swiss Army knife. You ever have a Swiss Army knife?
Yes.
Okay.
When I was younger.
For you folks that don't know, Swiss Army knife's a knife that's going to... Actually, my wife has one, so for you folks that don't know, I'll try to get her to bring this down during the next commercial break and show you guys at home what it is. Mm-hmm. But it's a knife, and you basically got a corkscrew, I guess, if you need to open a wine opener. They got scissors.
They got like a toothpick.
Yeah.
They got,
the
they got a variety of
wouldn't
things.
open. There's no way you could cut anything with them scissors.
Yeah, I used to get my Swiss Army knives from like Family Dollar.
Yeah, there you go.
With the red ones, or the maroon color ones.
Yeah, they was normally red.
Yeah,
but they make them in different colors now. But the knife part, they're gonna start taking the knife part out.
For what reason?
I don't know. I guess Swiss Army knives are very accessible. You can buy them, like you said, at any dollar store.
Yeah.
I think that's the one knife that you can buy, or that people wouldn't really ask your age if you bought nowadays or something. So I don't know why, but again, this is America going in the wrong direction.
So what are you going to call it? Just a Swiss Army device? Or
I guess that's what it is. A Swiss Army device. Yeah. I guess that's what we're going with.
Yeah, that's not what I'm going to call it.
No, I'm not going with it. And,
no, absolutely not.
And I tell you right now, if you're people at home, when you go to, I guarantee you can go to places like Bull Creek, the flea market, stuff like that, and still get the old ones. But I would buy them because one day them are going to be worth money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we got a few comments coming in. Jimmy Johnson says you're in God's country, as they say, like being over in Brushy. Brushy is one of the most. That's something. Brushy, I don't know if you know where Brushy's at. It's over at Johns Creek. I wouldn't think you would know.
No clue.
Yeah, the only reason I know is because my dad used to work at a mine called Excel, and it was over that way. But there's parts. Pike County is the biggest county east of the Mississippi.
Really?
Yep. And there's parts of it that are very hard to get to and very rural. That's one thing. Brushy is one of them. You're not ever going to accidentally go to Brushy. You got to want to go to Brushy to get to Brushy. Mm-hmm. So there's a few places like that. Now in Mingo County, I'm trying to think if there's any like that, because it seems like in Mingo County everything really goes through. Man, or no, that's Logan County, but Gilbert. Okay, you can go. You accidentally go through Gilbert to get to Man.
You
Mate One.
Yeah, you can get to Mate One.
Yeah. So I don't think there's anywhere like that in Mingo County. If they are, somebody let us know. Or in Logan County. In Logan County, there might be, because Logan County is a pretty big county itself.
Yeah, it's really large.
Yeah, so. It could be. Now, I'm sure once you get to Wyoming, Boone, places like that, now there's a lot of them places like Brushy, but as far as I know, there's not really anywhere, it used to be like that up on Minor Mountain, but now they built a road on through so you can go through to Gilbert. So, you could possibly get on Minor Mountain and not mean to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Jimmy Johnson tuning in. Brianna Deskin says mine has a little flashlight like a LED light, scissors, saw blade, and tweezers on it.
Yes, forgot about the tweezers.
Yeah, said I'm never going to get rid of hers. Her granny always had one. Every woman should keep it with her at all times. Kevin Bazin says, wasn't it dedicated to JJ, more dedicated to coaching than I ever was playing? Jeremy was a better person than a ball player, and he was pretty good at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes, coaching may be your calling. You may be a phenomenal basketball player, but you may want to, take your knowledge and try to make a difference in other people's lives.
Yeah, that's something that, whenever I went to college, that's something that I wanted to do. I went to college in mind that I was going to coach someday.
Uh-huh.
That was my main focus was, I wanted to make sure that, I went to Southern. I was actually, a lot of people that has watched, some of our shows and stuff in the past know it, but I was the first ever basketball coach at Southern Community College.
Really?
Yep. And I still got some uniforms. Black and white was our colors, and we would go around to these Christian colleges, these NAIA and Christian colleges, and they would have tournaments, and all the community colleges would converse on these areas on a weekend, and you would play tournaments that weekend.
Yeah.
And I had some named people. Jeremy still played with us.
Did he really?
Ben and Dennis and
Ben was really good. He was a really good ball player too. I think he was on that 2001 team.
Yep.
That won the state title.
Yeah. Tyrone Davis was on it.
Yeah, he was really good as well.
Trying to think, Juki Yates.
Yeah.
Scott Yates was on it. So we had a pretty good squad. We got through out of 2 of the tournaments. So both of them was at both of them was at the Christian college. I don't know. We had Jeremy was the good kid. Everybody else, we had some language issues. So
that's a part of the game.
Yeah, you get bad officials, and things happen.
You got to Rasheed Wallace and let them know.
Yeah, there you go. So, but guys, as you're tuning in, we're going to take our second commercial break. When we come back, as promised, JJ asked me earlier, what did I see in summer ball? We're going to talk about some of the summer ball in the area, the teams I got to watch, and JJ got to watch some too. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff going on in the area athletically. So come right back and join us here on the Startup Morning Show here on the D&D Sports Network.
Hi everybody, Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
When it comes to burying a loved one, you need to make sure that they're left in the right hands. That's why you need to call Crum Funeral Home, located in Inez, Kentucky. You can give them a call today at 606-298-0602, located on 498 Kentucky Route 3 North in Inez, Kentucky. Give them a call today, Crum Funeral Home.
We're back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy here on the call here. JJ, so my wife brought this down.
That's a fancy one because I've never seen one that color specifically.
Yeah, this is a blue one.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Swiss because it's not got the Swiss emblem and it's not red. But this one here, now, this tells you how we're in the mountains. And I don't know, since you're sheltered, I don't know if you ever learned this. But my wife brought this down here and she had the knife out. And I'm not going to close this because it's bad luck if I close this.
I've never heard that before.
You've never heard that? Your grandparents, you're at home. Tell me I'm not alone. You don't close another man's knife, right? It's bad luck. But this one here, it's got like a little flashlight. I don't know if it is.
I've never seen one with a flashlight. The ones that I used to get were always from like Family Dollar, and they were like $2 or $3. They never had a flash. No, nothing.
No, I've never seen one with a flashlight either.
Yeah, that's at least $20 or $30.
But it's got a bunch of different. I don't have fingernails, so it's a little hard for me to get all this stuff out. But it's got a corkscrew. I mean, but these are what they look like. Let's see here, JJ. See if we can give them a little closer look. It's got a corkscrew. Let me see if I can get these scissors out.
Does the flashlight actually work?
Scissors. I don't know. I don't know how you'd turn it on if it did.
I imagine that you would probably twist the head, possibly, or
probably. Yeah. But there's the saw blade. So you see, for you folks at home, it's got a saw blade, scissors, flashlight, knife, corkscrew, and it's got 3 other blades here that I don't know what they're for. I don't know if that's like a hawk bill or what, but that's what a Swiss Army knife is, JJ.
Yeah, so, that's a fancy Swiss Army knife. Yeah.
Yeah. For you folks at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Said, Brianna says it was a fancy one. It was about $25.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it had to be.
Yeah, so guys at home, let us know. Hit that like and share button for this. Get this out to the world. As you know, we're going every morning. You will start your mornings Monday through Friday with the D&D Sports Network here on the D&D Startup Show with JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy here. As JJ is the new guy on the job. JJ, this is what your
day 3 of training.
Day 3, and and you're already, you've done a ball game, you've done sales, and now you're the host of the startup show here.
And what's crazy about the ball games is it wasn't just one game; it was like 7 or 8 games that I had to do. So
Zach Callahan says he would like to hear the preseason top 5. Well, we'll get to that. Okay.
Oh, that's perfect.
Let's dive right into it.
Absolutely.
If they're wanting to hear it, we'll go ahead and get into it.
Okay, so preseason top 5 for like which region, or the 15th region, the 16th region? Is he from West Virginia? Like,
No, Zach, he's from here in the area.
Okay.
But normally how we do things is in our coverage area.
Okay.
So I'm sure he's probably wanting to know the 15th region, but we'll do it in our coverage area because we're going to have, we got people from all over watching the show. So
yeah.
We will, to me, the best team is the Ashland Tomcats.
Okay.
Second best team that I seen this summer was the Hazard Bulldogs.
Yes.
And you could would put Boyd County there, but Boyd County's the next one. Newman Hazard, you can switch them, 2 or 3, either one. It don't matter.
Boyd County was really good too. Like, that's one of the teams I had an opportunity to see. So, like, if you're putting Hazard possibly ahead of them a little bit, like, I would love to see Hazard as well.
Well, and the folks at home, they didn't get to see, but they now have, they graduated. I cannot remember his name. He got selected to our All-Star game. One of my favorite players, big, strong, big for them last year. Well, they got a highly skilled big come over, transferred from Huntington Prep. Mm-hmm. Jackson Childers. He's a St. Albans kid. And so when you take and look at them adding that to a Cole Hicks, Jacob Spurlock, then all of a sudden Boyd County becomes a formidable power. Now Ashland, they went and loaded up, got 2 or 3 transfers. They got Drew, can't remember Drew's last name, transferred from Boyd County to Ashland. And then you got Preston Hoskins, who's one of the best shooters in high school basketball, that's over there now. And then you got Xander Carter. We'll go into him in a minute, but he's a Division I kid already committed to Liberty.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
Those are your top 3. Okay. And then Jason Ellis. There you go. Thank you, Joe Rimmer. After that, that's when you get to the 15th region in my mind, and that's when you got the Martin County Cardinals.
Yes, that's another team that I had a privilege of seeing, and they're really, really good.
Yeah, they will be the funnest team in the mountains this year. I mean, they got a little bit of everything. They got shooting. They got a good young point guard that's learning his role, but he's a very exciting player to watch. Got a lot better defensively. His stock's rising. And Bryson Dawes, Peyton Davis has shot the basketball as well as any player I've seen this summer. I don't know if I've seen a better shooter this summer. And then they got Parker Watts, Mr. Elevator Man, dunks everything coming and going off the rim. Mm-hmm. Then Devin Maynard, just a freak of an athlete.
Yeah,
and then
that's the kid that you were. You mentioned he's like a coal miner or something. Or
yeah. He would go to work 8 hours in a coal mine, and then come straight up to the gym and play ball games.
Yeah, when we were covering the summer league about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally showed up for the very last game, and you was like, "Yeah, that's the kid I was telling you to watch out for." And he was like, "He just got off of work." I'm thinking, how old is this kid?
Yeah,
to be working in the coal mines. I mean, it's insane.
So and then they got Jackson Eschard's transfer come over from Prestonsburg, who's probably second best. Top 2, top 3. Sometimes he's the best defender. It just depends. What day, but then you got Braden Eastep, and then you got Eli Mills. So they go about 7 deep, but I mean, when you take and look at the talent that they got, this summer, I mean it was there was a couple games that Devin wasn't there, so starting lineup was a little misconstrued. Sometimes it was a little different, depending on what days, whether Devin was there or not. But that Martin County team, they have a chance to do something special. I mean, I promise you, whether they're the best team or not, I don't know, but there will not be a funner team to watch. Now you go and look at the next team. That's tough.
So this would be number 5, right?
Yeah, the one team that I didn't get to watch this summer was Johnson Central, and a lot of people had them preseason number 1 in the 15th region. So I'm going to safely put Johnson Central at that 5, even though I didn't get to watch them.
So who won the 15th region last year?
McGoffin County.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was an outlier. McGoffin County has they had never won the 15th region title. And they had this star, Aiden Barnett, freak athlete. Yeah, he unbelievable. Plays at UPike now. But just ran into him the other day. UPike had some great team camps up there. That's where I got to see a lot of these teams. Now, if you go 15th region top 5, I would, well, in the 16th region, I tell you, we'll start with 16th region. 16th region, the team that I've been surprised with is Russell. They got Caleb Rimmer, Elijah Neal. They got the Havanac or Havacek, or I don't know how you. I know Coach very well, but I've never been able to pronounce his name. And then they had a couple kids that was hurt, and trying to think. And then they got Ryder Burgess. His dad was a former Marshall player, Jody Burgess. Yeah, so.
What position does he play?
He's a guard, shooting guard. So, and Elijah Neal, in my mind, is the best point guard in his class by far. Yeah, I mean, this kid, he's the point guard that you want to run your team.
So, if he was like on a professional level, like what would his style be like? Would he be like a Rondo? Would he be like a scoring Kyrie type guard, or like?
Nah, he can score if he needs. He could put up 30, but he's kind of like a fancy Jason Kidd.
I used to love watching Jason Kidd play. He was so good. Like, a lot of people would talk about how good Steve Nash was.
Yeah.
But Jason Kidd's like number 4, number 5 all time in steals.
Yeah.
So, like, and like probably top 3, top 4 in triple doubles as well.
Yeah.
So I would much rather have had him on my team than, a Steve Nash type player.
Yeah, that's that Russell team, I thought a lot of people thought they was a year away, But they took and they beat a Huntington High team, and Russell was down 2 starters, I think. And they beat a very good Huntington High team the other day. I mean, every time I watched them, they looked good this summer. So I think Russell might end up, pushing their way up there to be in that top 3 in the 16th region. Ashland, Boyd County, Russell. Then after that, you probably got Rowing. I don't know how many Fleming lost, but Rowan would probably be up there in that list. Somebody let me know if I'm forgetting somebody. Morgan County, I know they lost Hoskins, so I don't know what they got returning.
So what class is Russell, just out of curiosity? Because I know Huntington, they're AAA.
Russell is 3A, I think.
Yeah.
But in basketball, we don't do classes in Kentucky. It's Sweet 16.
Right.
So, but jumping over to the 15th region, I would probably say Martin County 1, Johnson Central 2, Paintsville 3, Pikeville 4. Now, I think Pikeville will be in front of Paintsville.
Yeah.
By the time the season comes around, I just think Elijah ain't had enough time with adding 2 new pieces in Jackson King and Ethan Sykes. And then that 5th team, Pike Central.
Really?
Yeah, and now I've seen pictures. I don't know. I've not talked to them yet. But if Pike Central, I've seen pictures that they may have added Saki Sefa. He is a kid from Wesley Christian. If he was playing with them in the later games this summer, if that's true, then watch out. Pike Central's going to be hard to deal with because Saki Sefa, in my mind, is the best defensive player I've ever coached. He plays on our AAU team. He's a sophomore.
Is he a perimeter defender or is he more of a rim protector?
He could in the 15th region, he'd probably be a rim protector, but he's a perimeter defender too. He's a kid that's got Division I. His defense makes him Division I.
Really?
Yeah. He's elite. Jalen Rigdon was one of the biggest mismatches in the region, and I've never seen anybody be able to guard him like Saki did. Yeah, and I mean, this kid's unreal defensively. So if Pike Central adds him, then that causes a whole nother problem. And then, so those would be my 5. And then a couple teams that impressed me that would be 6, 7, 8 would probably be Lawrence County, Shelby Valley, and Floyd Central.
Okay.
Those would probably be the next 3 teams. Well, no, I'd put Betsy Lane in front of Floyd Central.
Betsy Lane, we got a chance to watch them 1 or 2 games, didn't we?
Yeah. The Betsy Lane, all summer, they was undermanned. They'd have sometimes they just have 5 guys there, but their trio in the backcourt will cause them. And Ethan Hammonds gets better every single time I've watched him.
Yeah.
So, that I would put Betsy Lane in front of, and that's what Breonna Dex said. What about Betsy Lane? And then, so that would be Betsy Lane, then Floyd Central. That would be my 10. Now, outside of that, things got a really, really interesting this off season.
Okay.
I think Braxton Keithley, if he's at Prestonsburg, which I think he will be, but if he's at Prestonsburg, then I think Prestonsburg would probably be that next team. And then Phelps. A lot of people don't know this yet. Coach Smith, I just happened to run up on it and see him, but he got a couple transfers from Canada in.
Really?
So watch out for the Phelps Hornets. And then they got big Tyler Weddington. Tyler Weddington is, I'm not going to say he's the best big man, but numbers-wise, he's the best big man.
Oh, wow.
He was putting up 20-20 ball games last year. 20 points, 20 rebounds. But then you got Kyle Rose, you got E.B. Walters, and Devin Maynard would probably be my 4 bigs in the region. But that would probably be how I would rank. Belfry.
I was waiting for you to say something about Belfry, my old stomping ground.
Yeah, Coach Perry, if you guys haven't seen Belfry, this Belfry team is not your normal Belfry team.
Really?
This team, they took Tug Valley to the wire. It took a last-second layup by Braden Ferris for Tug Valley to beat Belfry. And, Belfry was without probably 2 kids that's going to be starters.
And Tug Valley was a state championship team last year, right?
Yeah, defending Class A state champs.
Yeah,
so
and that's not easy to do.
No, not at all. So, Belfry, that tells you how far Belfry's come. Listen, Zaid Rash is the real deal. That kid, moves without the basketball as well as anybody in the region. He's a kid a lot like Rip Hamilton, comes off screens.
I used to love watching Richard Hamilton play.
He's a lot like him. He's very fun player to watch. But Belfry would be, I would put Belfry right now. I don't know. It would be tough. Belfry and Prestonsburg would be right there together for me. Now, if Keithley's the kid that that he should be, then that would put them over top. But that's still yet to be seen. So but it's going to be a very fun year. There was 2 teams I didn't get to watch in the region this year. No, I'm trying to think. I can't remember if I think I did get to watch McGoffin maybe. I can't remember. But right now I'd say Johnson Central and McGoffin are probably the 2 teams. Paintsville, I didn't watch Paintsville either.
So I got a question for you. Who would be, like you said, McGoffin County last year was a team that nobody expected to win because they never won before. If you had to pick one team that could be a potential dark horse for this coming season that nobody would expect, because like you said, every year it's always the same teams that usually win, who would be this year's McGoffin County? Could it be McGoffin County again?
No, McGoffin ain't doing it again. They lost too much. They lost like 9 seniors.
Jesus, they lost their whole team.
Yeah. And so I would probably. It would either. No, Lawrence County.
Lawrence County?
Yeah, Lawrence County would be the one, and if there was any that I think could step up and upset, it'd be Lawrence County. So, and that's very doable because Chandler Thompson is one of the best coaches in the business. So, guys, make sure let us know. Let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know comments coming in. Hit that like and share button. But then go down to the 14th region real quick before we go to commercial break.
Okay.
Hazard, by far the best. Breathitt, by far the second best. And then I'm going to go Knott Central. I'm going to go Perry Central, Knott Central. And then Jenkins. I'm going to go Jenkins,
really?
The 5th best team in the 14th region.
Wow. I haven't heard too much about them.
They're going to be a surprise, but what I watched this summer, I would say they're the 5th team. So watch out for the Jenkins Cavaliers. They're going to be tough.
That is.
They're well coached with Winston Lee. They've got 2 or 3 transfers in. They got a really good player in Aiden Hayes. The Jenkins Cavaliers. This will be the best team that they've had probably in 3 decades.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that. Then over in West Virginia, I'm gonna go Tug Valley. 1, just because they've been together.
Okay, so you're going single A?
No, I'm gonna go our coverage area.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tug Valley.
Okay.
Logan. Tug Valley, Logan. Spring Valley.
Okay, that's 3.
Chapmanville.
That's 4.
And then I'm gonna go Wayne.
Wayne?
Yep. Those are in our coverage area would be my 5. Now, right there, the team that could be up there by the time season rolls around is Huntington St. Joe. Could be in that area. So that would be the West Virginia coverage area to me.
So before you go to commercial break, Logan, did they ever announce their basketball coach?
Nope.
They still haven't announced him?
Not yet. Hey, today's Monday. It's actually supposed to be announced today.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to get the job.
I had the other day, I was told from a reliable source that it would be released today. So I think it's Mark Hatcher's job. So we'll see who they who they end up hiring. But I think I think it's a done deal. Mark Hatcher will be the coach. So guys, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we got more topics. We're gonna dive in to one of the topics that's rocking basketball. Period. Boys, girls, it don't matter. We're going to talk about it when we come back here. Come right back and watch us here on the Startup Morning Show here on the D&D Sports Network.
Are you ready to join the future of coal mining? At Blackhawk Mining, we are a national leader in the production of metallurgical coal with a foundation built on a strong safety culture and an unmatched work ethic. We're not just co-workers, we're a family, and together we create an environment where everyone can thrive and make their mark. We invite you to join our team at Blackhawk Mining as we continue to build on our tradition while empowering the next generation of coal miners. Blackhawk Mining, shaping the future of coal production today.
I'm Bruce Walters with Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville, Kentucky. We have the area's largest selection of new Kias and more arriving daily. Come shop us in Pikeville. I guarantee you'll find the Kia for you. At Bruce Walters Kia, your new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Also at Bruce Walters Kia, you'll get free oil changes for life. Finding your new Kia is easy. Come shop us in Pikeville or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
I'm Dr. Alan Baldwin here at Maynard Chiropractic. Maynard Chiropractic has 2 locations at East Point on US 23 and in Paintsville and Rock City Plaza. So give us a call here at Maynard Chiropractic at 606-886-3737 and schedule your appointment with Better Health today.
If you're looking for a friendly and fun atmosphere to enjoy your daily cuisine, come to Cheech's Pizza in Lenore, West Virginia. Cheech's Pizza has world-renowned cheese sticks, delicious pizza, and the best subs in the pizza and pasta game. Don't forget to take advantage of our milkshake shop located inside. Bring your family down to meet ours. We are the place that treats you like family from the second you pull in the parking lot. We look forward to seeing you here at Cheech's Pizza. Back here on the Startup Morning Show, first ever episode. This is the inaugural episode. JJ Pruitt over here to my left. Darryl McCoy here with you on the mic. JJ Pruitt is new on the job here at D&D Sports Network. JJ, a little nervous.
I'm on day 3 of training day.
Yeah.
And I went from calling games to learning how to do sales to hosting a show.
So you are D&D Sports Network Swiss Army knife.
I guess you could say that.
There you go.
That's what I'm hoping to be. You know, I'm still learning each and every day, but you know, I'm trying to absorb as much information as quickly as possible so I can make this company and this business as successful as it can possibly be.
There you go. You know, and that's the thing. You know, over the last little bit, well, we got some comments. Let's read them real quick before we go any further. Zach Callahan says, "I got Billy Davis being thrown out of at least 3 games this year." That's what I would set the over under at. Zach is 3.
Is he a loose cannon?
Listen, if he's done a lot better. I think his doctor might put him on blood pressure pills, so I think he's not as steamed as he used to be. Yeah. But I still say there's going to be at least 3.
Well, if there's like 20-some games in a season, I mean,
yeah,
you know, 3 to 4 games, that'd be 20% of the games.
Well, I can tell you this. Trying to think. I've coached. This year, I've kind of took over with Justin McCoy at Phelps, and we've kind of took over coaching the D&D Mountain League AAU program and our senior group. And I think I've got thrown out of 2 games as a coach and then 1 game as a parent last year. So, yeah.
How did it feel to get thrown out just in general, how did it feel to get thrown out?
Not good because, you know, at the end of the day, my son plays on the team, and I don't want him to, you know, see that and think that's okay. Right. But, you know, sometimes you just got to fight for your players.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to fight. You got to take up for them, man.
And, you know, sometimes that moment could lead to, you know, a spark in that team, and they could end up, you know, getting motivated and winning for you.
Yep. I agree 100%. Guys, let your comments come flowing in the comment section. Hit that like and share button. Get these numbers up. I'm going to go do it myself here. We're on the Startup Morning Show again with JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy. We're, as we teased before we went to break, one of the biggest things, women's, men's, it don't matter in basketball going, is Caitlin Clark.
Phenomenal player.
Yeah.
Generational talent, one of one at this moment in time.
I've never watched. Listen, I've always watched the WNBA.
Yeah.
I loved watching Lisa Leslie. Then
Rebecca Lobo.
Loved watching
Tamika Catchings.
Yeah. When it first started.
Cynthia Cooper.
Yeah.
Because it started in 1996. He was either 95 or 96. I want to say.
I think it was a little later than that.
Yeah, we may have to.
We'll have JJ Google that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But I ended up watching in the early days. Watched a lot of WNBA. I liked it. What year? 96. You're spot on. Yeah, there you go.
And I know that the first 4 championships was won by a team that no longer exists. The Houston Comets?
Yes.
Yeah, because they had Cynthia Cooper. They had a monster team, and they won it 4 years in a row.
Well, that's the interesting thing. Guys, for you guys that don't know, JJ is a wealth of knowledge. I can ask him anything, and he'll ring it off the top of his head. I think he just sits at home and Googles
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I'll sit around and just look at random Wikipedia pages and just absorb as much knowledge as I can.
See, I'm the type. I'll look at it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what I done a minute ago,
right.
So I'm not going to remember it. Caitlin Clark. I've always been a fan of WNBA because I think women's basketball myself. That was one thing we took pride in here at D&D Sports Network when we first started was growing the girls' game.
Absolutely.
And I've always been a fan because with girls, it's not so much athlete. I think women's basketball today is still basketball at its purity.
Yeah.
In men's, guys are such freakish athletes.
They don't have to do the same things that the girls have to do.
That's it.
They don't have to do the basic fundamentals to get the job done.
That's it. Yeah. But women, you could literally sit and watch, and you could see their play develop.
Yeah.
Men, you can't as much. So, big fan, but Caitlin Clark, she has made it a lot more exciting watching women's basketball because she is a transitional talent. Like Brittany Griner, she made it fun because you never know when she was going to get a dunk.
Yeah.
Well, Caitlin Clark, she's the Steph Curry of women's basketball,
and that's exactly what this day and age needs.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
It was, and to me, I don't care what your process is for the Olympic team. You find a way to get Caitlin Clark on that because you missed the best chance in the world to have everybody in the world looking at the Olympics women's basketball.
Yeah.
And they blew it.
So this girl, she signed I think a deal with Nike, and it ended up being for 3 or 4 years. Don't quote me on it because I'm not 100% sure, but it was $10+ million.
Yeah.
That she was getting. And you can imagine the kind of exposure that women's basketball was going to get if she'd have been on that roster.
Well, imagine Caitlin Clark, okay, she turned down, I think it was $10 million to play in that in the Big Three.
It was 5.
Yeah, $5 million.
Yeah.
Well, I think Ice Cube come back
and doubled it.
Yeah, and doubled that.
Yeah.
So she turned down $10 million to play in the Big Three, which I'm glad she did. Because at the end of the day, that would have been a gimmick. And you still put women versus men. It was going to be.
She probably would have got a few buckets because she can pull up from the parking lot, but
Yeah,
we still know what realistically would have happened on the defensive end.
Yeah, so it was tough. I just wish they would have put Caitlin Clark.
Because you think how many people tune in to watch the Olympics? 1 billion, possibly over the entire Olympic. I
don't know what the numbers.
It's up there. It's close to 1 billion because I know the World Cup is in that range as well. Yeah. And you got all those countries that are tuning in, and they could have really did what Jordan did in 1992 with the Dream Team. They could have did that with her.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a good way to put it. That could have been the Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because in the 80s, Bird and Magic always got credit for saving the NBA.
Yep.
But MJ, he got the credit for making it global.
Yep.
Because if you watch the Last Dance documentary and it goes to the segment where they're showing the Dream Team, like he's walking down the street and he looks up and he sees a giant billboard in like France or what do they have the Olympics at?
England.
It was somewhere like that. Yeah. Where was it at? I'll have to Google it. But anyways, like there was a giant billboard that like he just looked up to and it was like right there, but it was in another country. So it was like it just shows that how far his reach was.
Yeah, it's Caitlin Clark. As I said, well, for instance. Last year, season tickets, you could get season tickets to a WNBA game. You could probably
$1,000.
Yeah, easily. And now Caitlin Clark tickets, some of them's going for over that. Your average, if you look them up, the lowest ticket price you're gonna get is about $400.
And this is the first year that the WNBA is actually providing charter flights to all the teams.
It absolutely is.
And who gets all the credit for that? It should be one individual. I mean, there's other players that say, like she's not the only player, but the reality of it is, like, yeah, you're a phenomenal player, but people were tuning in to watch her pull up from 30.
That's exactly why. And we got a lot of people tuning in. Guys, by the way, this segment is brought to you courtesy of Conley Brothers Giovanni's, the #1 pizza pasta place in Floyd County. Hit Conley Brothers Giovanni's up for all your pizza and pasta needs. As Dakota West is tuning in, he says, what are your teams to watch for this upcoming football season? Well, Dakota, we'll get to that here in just a moment. I'll get over to that. Well, I'll tell you what, next segment, I'll talk about that for you, Dakota. But, sticking with women's basketball, got some big news to announce.
Really?
We here at D&D Sports Network have been approached and have worked out a deal. I'd never heard of it. WABA, WABA. It's the Women's Athletic Basketball Association.
Is this like local or is this like
nationwide? It's nationwide.
Oh, really?
There's actually more WABA teams, more WABA teams than there is WNBA teams.
Really?
Yeah. So it's semi-pro basketball.
That would be exciting to watch.
It is. As we get into it, I think the 28th, 29th is kind of like the weekend where they do a lot of their promotion stuff. The league president reached out the other day and was telling me some info on the league, and the OPB, On Point Ballers Swish team, is the only team in Kentucky that there is. So it is owned by Carla Booth, and the coach is Coach Jason Wiffenstadt. I hope I'm saying his name. I'm probably butchering it, but
close enough.
Here's the thing that I like for you folks at home. You will be amazed with the amount of talent that's on this roster. You got Carla Booth, Dina Darryl. Dina Darryl, in my mind, the best girls basketball player I've ever covered. Then you got Victoria Dunlap, former UK player.
I remember that name.
Yeah, Michaela Epps.
Yeah.
Michaela is a close friend of D&D Sports Network here. I cannot wait to see her play again. But Michaela Epps, these are former WNBA players.
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
so when do we get to cover them?
I'll try to pull their schedule up in a minute. They only got, this is their first year in existence, so they only got like 3 or 4 home games. But they're going to be played at Martin County High School. This is where they're going to play their home games.
Really?
Yep. And so the other teams in their division, I think, are from like Raleigh, maybe Atlanta,
like North Carolina,
Indiana. That's the other teams in their division. But this is going to be extremely fun. And the other thing, it's going to give young women in the mountains an outlook like, okay, I can take this basketball thing somewhere, because they said that, I'm wanting to say they had 190 people maybe out of the WABA that has went to play professional women's basketball in other countries.
Yeah, and people don't realize, like, a lot of these WNBA players, like in the off season, they'll go to other countries and play because there's more money to be made.
The money's more across overseas.
Like they go to like Russia and some of these other locations, and they'll get paid almost 7 figures versus like their annual salary in the WNBA being less than $200,000 a year.
All right, she had to be on the Olympic team. Thomas Rainey says. Thomas the Maestro, Rainey. JJ ain't got a chance to meet the Maestro yet.
Yeah, I look forward to having a conversation with him.
Yeah, he is on vacation right now. He's down in South Beach, somewhere down there. He's big timing it. Yeah,
really?
So he's down there. He's on the golf course,
like Miami or something.
Yeah. Okay. He's somewhere down that area, and but he said that it was a no-brainer. She had to be on the Olympic team.
Absolutely,
I agree.
That's if you want to grow something, like because the WNBA, don't quote me on it, but I believe they're funded by the NBA every single year.
I don't know about that.
I think so. I think that the NBA gives and they lose money every year.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want an opportunity to be in the green for once in your life, then
they're not losing money anymore. And I seen Angel Reese say a quote like, it's just not Caitlin Clark, it's Angel Reese.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about. And I'm sure that there are people that are tuning in to watch you, but you're a phenomenal player, but you're not going to be as exciting to them
listen, Angel Reese is not getting me to watch any WNBA game.
And
Caitlin Clark is getting me to watch WNBA
and we know
games.
She's a winner. Like, didn't she win a championship with LSU?
Yes.
So we know what she's capable of. It's just like your style of play isn't going to be as pleasant to the eyes as somebody that's pulling up from 30 or 40.
No, exactly. And the thing is the women's game, it's growing even more right now, JJ, because if you go look on TikTok, you got at least 10 to 12 high schoolers that is dunking it. Like, we're talking guards. We're talking like 6 foot guards.
Off of 2 feet.
Yes.
Not even off of one leg. Like most girls I've ever seen dunk a basketball is usually off of one leg, but to have the ability to jump off of 2, it's just like...
It's insane. Women's basketball, you give women's basketball 5 years.
Yeah.
There will be as many people watching women's basketball as there is.
And in 4 years, if she's continuing to do what she's doing, and she actually does make it to the Olympic roster, it's going to get even bigger.
Yeah, that's so I'm very excited on how things are going to go for Caitlin Clark and the WNBA moving forward, because right now she's receiving so much hate, and I tell you, them women's basketball, women's basketball absolutely needs to quit the bickering, because they don't understand. Caitlin Clark is about to make you guys millionaires. Leave her alone.
It should be a team effort at the end of the day. Like everybody that can contribute to growing the game, like there shouldn't be any animosity or negativity towards that person. Like they should all be working together. Like, okay, if this person, them pulling from 30 is going to bring audiences, then more power to them. If this person that has a nasty crossover and good handles is going to bring people, like, it shouldn't matter who does it as long as the job gets done. Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to win.
Well, we see here, Whitey Little says, I believe JJ is going to be a good hire.
Hey, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Corey Conley says, I'm tuning in to watch Clark. She is the best player in the league. Probably not. Is she the best player in the league? Probably not. But she is by far the most fun player to watch.
There you go.
And I agree. I mean, that's the only, when I walk in, like, we went and covered the Kentucky Tennessee Future Stars game. And we'll get to that when we get to the football segment. And we went in Hooters and ate there. There was women's basketball on the TV.
Really?
Everybody, there was 3 tables around us. Every one of them was asking the waitress, is that the Indiana Fever game? Is that the Indiana Fever? Everybody wants to watch her, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what separates her is, like, I've watched a bunch of games and I haven't seen one person pull from the distance one single time that she does. Unless there's like 2 seconds left on the shot clock and they don't have a choice, but she'll literally, like, you can't leave her any space at all when she passes half court.
It's insane, man. She is different level. I'm sold on her, man. But as we're going to take it in this segment, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We got a lot of comments coming in, guys. We're going to get to them right here in a second. Zach Callahan says Parker Watts versus Austin Sloan at JC. Who do you got? We'll answer that when we come back. You're watching Startup with J.J. Pruitt and Darryl McCoy.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern coalfields. So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away.
Here at LB&T, we make online banking easy.
We've taken the hassle out of applying for a loan on our new website. It's as simple as going to our lbnt.com website and choosing the loan product that best suits your needs.
Your loan on your time. Visit us at lbnt.com. You're only a click away.
So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away. It's easy to apply online at lbnt.com, and all decisions are made locally. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Start the new year off right by making your health a priority. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic can help you do just that. We have a great staff of professionals offering a variety of services like medical, dental, behavioral health, MAT program, case management, chiropractic, radiology, and lab testing. Little Flower Clinic offers free transportation for Perry County patients. Call to make an appointment, 487-9505. Quantum Healthcare, 436-0711. And East Kentucky Chiropractic, 487-8255.
We're back here on the Startup Morning Show. J.J. Pruitt in the house. J.J., first day of the Startup Morning Show.
Day 3.
Yeah.
Day 3 of training.
and J.J. already getting the big assignments here at D&D Sports Network. Now, I'm Darryl McCoy is here. We're sitting here. As always, you see down below us here, we got the Chad Johnson. This is throwback bobblehead.
Yeah, I remember Ocho Cinco. Like, I know he was Chad Johnson, but I remember when he changed his last name. Did he ever change it back? Or
No, he's still Ocho. Yeah, he's still Ocho. So I got that from a Bengals game. Went and watched them play the Bears when T.J. Hushmanzada, Peter Warwick, Chad Johnson, all of them was on that team. Incredible. One of my favorite Bengals teams ever. I'm a diehard Bengals fan.
Was that like 2005, 2006, maybe?
Yeah, it would have been somewhere around that time.
Yeah, I remember.
And but as we're sitting here, guys, for you guys that are just tuning in, the Startup Morning Show, this is a new show. We're going to do it 5 days a week. JJ and myself will be the host. Then once we get to football season, JJ will be doing a lot of it with another host, because we still got crunch time, grind session, all them. So, and I'll be on as much as I can too, but it gets hectic then. So, but for the summer, as we start the startup show, we'll be together. And we're going to be talking hot button topics. We're going to be talking a little bit of everything. We're going to be taking and having people call in. We'll have a couple callers, every segment call in, give your opinion on the topics. Then we'll also have guests come on, via FaceTime. So a lot of plans for a Startup Morning Show. This right here could be the thing that drives the mothership. So
absolutely, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, this is the first one, so we appreciate all you guys at home tuning in to the first one. And as you know, anybody that watches me, JJ, everybody likes to, they watch different people for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like Coach Keithley. He's one that many people that watches him because they don't like him as they do like him. He's one of them. He's he gets the haters, and he gets people wanting to argue with him all the time. And me myself, people watch me because I'll say something controversial. I mean, now, I don't have that filter. So I say what's on my mind. Thomas, people watch him because he knows he's kind of the the voice. He's the calming voice. People know Thomas knows what he's talking about, and then David, with all his accolades on football, that's why they want to watch him. So, JJ, the thing I like about you is you're a wealth of knowledge. You know a little bit about everything.
I try to do my research.
Unless it's local places, and we done seen.
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
JJ has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to local places. But we had Dakota West wanting to say who. Well, let's get to Zach Callahan's before we talk.
Okay.
Parker Watts versus Austin Sloan.
So is Parker Watts is the kid that you told me scored 50 points 4 times last season?
4 50-point games.
Jesus, that kid is
in West Virginia.
Too. Yeah.
Last season at Tulsa. Now he's at Martin County. And Austin Sloan, a lot of people, this kid's a freak. Averaged 27 points a game last year for Johnson
That
Central.
is very impressive, especially in like 4 8-minute quarters.
Yeah.
Like that's really, really
32
good.
32 minutes a game.
Absolutely.
But, this kid, he's unreal. He's just big. He's physical. But, right now they're 2 different players. Austin, don't forget, this kid's still young, guys.
Oh, this is good.
He's going to be a sophomore.
He dropped 54 times as a freshman?
No, Parker is a senior.
Oh, I was about to say, Jesus Christ.
And so you're going to get to watch that matchup a lot because they're in the same district.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be fun to watch them two really go at it. I don't know if either one of them will actually guard each other. Because they
two completely different positions.
Yeah. And normally if you're Martin County, you're going to put either Estridge or Davis on Sloan.
That way the other kid he doesn't
have to expend energy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's exactly why you do that. But Rex David Cooksey says, great first show. Welcome, JJ.
Thank you very much.
I got to spend some time with Coach Cooksey. He's a legend up in the 16th region.
Oh, really?
He was at the Marshall camp this weekend. He's on vacation, so we appreciate you tuning in, Coach.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback as well.
Yeah. But jumping over to football. Football kind of started for me last weekend. We got selected again. This is 3 years that D&D Sports Network has been the official partner to the Kentucky-Tennessee Future Stars game. Now, this is the biggest middle school showcase in America.
Yeah.
And whenever you take a look at this Kentucky-Tennessee game, I mean, I think they had 90-some players go to NFL from this game.
90 players?
Yeah, so wow. It's an insane amount of talent.
So my question to you before you get to that, who's out of the 90 players that have went to the NFL, which one has went on to have the best career so far?
I honestly don't know the history like that, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, to your recollection, the most recent player that may still be in the league.
I don't know. I just know that's on the literature.
Oh, okay.
That they give us to put out.
Okay.
So I don't know personally who the players, because we've only been doing it 3 years, and where it's middle school, so even the 8th graders would only be juniors right now. They would be in college because they rotate from Kentucky to Tennessee, and we only do the Kentucky games.
Okay, so could you possibly think of, since you've been covering in the last 3 years, which one, some of the players that would stand out to you?
Be honest, the Mountain kids have done extremely well in this game.
Really?
And I got a ton of names. I'll have to write these down because I've got a ton of them I want to talk about. The lot of the big time talent is from Tennessee too.
Yeah.
But in Kentucky, one of the kids. Trying to think when. And I'm having a brain fart right now, but the kid out of Hazard, and listen, I'm good friends with his dad. I know this kid left and right, the one that just transferred to Johnson Central.
As many kids as you cover, it's completely understandable that you're going to have
I feel bad because this kid, I know him as well as any of them, and I'm really close to his parents.
Right.
But you asked me too quick there, but he would probably be the one that has really been that stood out to me, and that was a superstar, in his game. Gunnar Holbrook from Letcher Central, he's a kid that definitely deserves to be mentioned up there. The Pikeville kids, Jaden Justice.
Pikeville always has a lot of talent.
Yeah, they've done really well in this game. Trying to think. I can't remember who else, but anyways, this game was at the McGoffin County kids, really good.
Really?
McGoffin County kids. This past weekend, Colton Reisner played. He's next level talent. They got a couple 8th graders coming up. John DeRossett's doing big things there at McGoffin County in football.
Really?
Yeah, but Iowa Dakota said teams to watch this season in the mountains. You got your normal Belfry, Pikeville, Johnson Central, Ashland. Now that Coach Jones is up there, Mingo Central's in the conversation.
He's really turned things around.
Yeah, Spring Valley. Those are the teams that's going to be your powers. But going back to Hazard. Hazard's got a couple transfers in. Hazard's going to be really good again this year. Then teams outside of the traditional powers. Lawrence County. Guys, buy all the stock you can in the Lawrence County Bulldogs. This Lawrence County team with Featheroff at QB is going to be an extremely they're well coached. They got talent at every position. They're deep. This Lawrence County team is going to be scary.
So what class are they in? Are they in Belfry's class or are they in Pike?
Now they just reclassified. So I think Lawrence County stayed at 3A. Somebody let me know if I'm wrong. Belfry had to drop to 2.
Really?
Yeah,
that's what they were whenever I was at Belfry.
Yeah,
and when David won those 2 state championships, him and Doug and that phenomenal team, they was Double A. I believe they beat Owensboro Catholic in the second one. But the first one, was it Elizabethtown?
Yeah, E-Town.
Yeah.
That
was in overtime, I think.
Yeah, so you got them, and then, try to think of teams, Betsy Lane. Betsy Lane. Keep an eye on Betsy Lane. They're going to be a surprise team.
So they're going to be decent at basketball and football as well?
Yeah. They Ty Isom. Listen, I know nothing about this kid. I take pride in knowing mountain athletes. But this kid, I don't know where he come from.
He's just been under the radar.
Yeah, he popped up. All of a sudden, he's playing in the blue-gray game. I don't know if he's a transfer in or what. I do not know Ty like that. And this kid getting offers left and right. He's playing in the blue-gray game.
What position does he play?
I don't know. I think he's a DB, but really? Lawrence County's 3A, so still 3A. So, and then they got Colton Lafferty, a big, powerful D lineman, run a 4.8 at the U Pike camp. Just got an offer from U Pike camp. And then, so he transferred from Prestonsburg over. Josh Allen transferred from Prestonsburg over. Betsy Lane football, Jarrett Darryl and Harley Quillen is doing an amazing job up there. And then Max Dotson also got an offer from U Pike, Belfry lineman. His dad was Irv Dotson, former Belfry great that ended up going to Marshall and playing in the 90s. Yeah. And trying to think, I expect Shelby Valley, they're going to take a hit without, they graduated a tough class, but I expect Brady Johnson and the Wildcats to be formidable. Martin County, I think, is going to be really good.
So they're going to be good in both sports as well.
Yeah. You add Crayson Lafferty to an already good team. Now, they graduated a lot of linemen, so that's going to be the question there. Can they overcome that? I don't know. So that's still yet to be seen. Then Mingo Central is going to be really good. Coach Jones.
I've been watching them practice, and they are phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Aiden Burke's a freak.
That kid is nasty. And, I remember his cousin or his uncle, Terrence, 20 years ago. He was all-state in football, basketball, baseball. That kid could do it all.
He's unreal. He's... Aiden Burke, a lot of people have him, and I've seen a lot of people say he might be the best wide receiver in the state of West Virginia.
And I watched this kid whenever he was at Belfry Middle School, I watched a play where he caught a pass over 2 defenders, and I was like, I saw that 20 years ago. Like you,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because he's a freak athlete, and he's probably not finished growing. I think he's like 6 foot 6'1". So if he could get to 6'2" or 6'3", I mean, he's
he's going to be.
Yeah, he's going to be really good.
Yeah, and right now, Coach Jones, he just got to find a quarterback to replace Chris Ross.
Yeah.
That's what he's got to. That's his hopes.
And I know that he's not going to have any problems at all finding somebody.
No, he won't. And then, here's the other thing. Like Logan's got a new coach. We'll see how that goes. I think Scott will. I don't know they'll be as good as they was last year because they had best quarterback in Matt Fry. Logan Lundy was the best quarterback, and then Matt Fry was the second best, and then Chapmanville. Now they're going to have some growing pains because they graduated some. I don't know who they're going to start at quarterback. That's the question because they have a young quarterback coming up, Dakota Dalton, who is by far the best middle school quarterback I've seen in probably the last 3 years.
Is he more of a prototypical old school quarterback, or is he like a wildcat?
No, he's pocket passer. Yeah.
Pocket passer.
Yeah,
so he's old school.
But he doesn't care to, he doesn't care to get out and. He's trying to think. He's not as physical. I'm trying to think who exactly he would be like if you was going to compare him. He's not got the wheels of a Mahomes or going to get out. He's not as physical as Ben Roethlisberger.
That guy was impossible to tackle.
He's more like a Carson Palmer.
Okay.
Got a huge arm.
Yeah.
He's a pretty boy. He's a pretty boy, but he don't care to mix it up.
Yeah.
And I was talking during the Kentucky-Tennessee game to the guy that's over Prep Red Zone, one of the biggest recruiting services in the thing. And when he heard that we covered West Virginia too, he was asking, he said, "Oh, do you know Dakota Dalton?" I was like, "Yeah, I know him really well. His dad's one of my best friends, and we was talking about him. But for him to already be on their radar, that's
you said he's in the 8th grade?
Yeah, 8th grade going into freshman year.
Yeah, that is really impressive.
So we got a lot of people tuning in. We got the beast from the East, Jaden Stewart. Good morning, Jay. Good to see you in. Jaden Stewart is one of the favorites to win the 15th Region Player of the Year. You got to watch him at Pike Central.
Is this the one that went head-to-head with the...
Watts kid? Yeah.
Oh, he's tough.
Yeah,
they literally finished with pretty much the exact same stat line.
Yeah, there's 1 point difference, and that was the game. The 1 point difference in the game.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player.
Jason Lance said, absolutely amazing show as always. Said, love seeing D&D show grow. Keep it up, guys. Jason, thank you for tuning in. Jason's one of our big fans. His son Ethan plays at Floyd Central.
Yeah.
But, getting back to the show here, JJ, I know you was very excited because, and you're a tech guy, or you're a lot more tech savvy than what me and David are. The Maestro, he's our tech guy here on the scene. Maestro's really good tech wise, but I look forward to seeing what you do and the ideals that you got to help grow this show.
Absolutely.
But, coming in, I know you was excited because you like sports and you was excited to get to do some of the things we're getting to do. And you asked me, what is my favorite thing that I've done, at D&D?
Yeah, like the one thing that you're most proud of, like the moment where you felt like, this show is really progressing, this network's really progressing. What was the game that made you feel like, well, wow, I really...
Honestly, we do, our biggest event that we do is the 15th Region Tournament. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge for the network. It's huge. But getting to go and be the exclusive network to cover the Oscar Tshiebwe camp was amazing. That was awesome to get to go there and get to be with the top big men in the country, whether it's college, high school, it didn't matter. The top big men was there. Jasper Johnson, those guards there too. But so that was huge. the Kentucky-Tennessee game, that's huge. I mean, we're the exclusive partners, the biggest middle school all-star game, so that's awesome. But I would say my favorite thing, and one of the things, is getting to cover the number one player in the country, Darren Peterson, at Huntington Prep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's the number one guard in the country. This kid's unreal. He's got a documentary being done on him right now. He's was one of the first players to sign with Adidas. So that's probably the thing that I'm the most proud of, is getting to do the number one player in the country.
Absolutely.
Like basically doing Cooper Flagg's games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, Cooper Flagg, he's unreal. So then I'm trying to think. We've done some boxing. We've done a lot of wrestling events, MMA events in the past.
I would love to call a wrestling event.
Yeah, so,
I grew up on the like Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and Degeneration X and The Undertaker, The Rock. Like that was my time period. So I would love to. That
was my later years. Now, I grew up in the early days of Sting, was like
Ricky
the Dragon Steamboat, the old Sting.
I caught Sting, but it was the Crow version of Sting, the black and white Sting.
I was the man called Sting, the bright colors, the fluorescent, the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan. And then even whenever I first started wrestling, a lot of people don't understand, ESPN used to actually have wrestling.
Did they really?
Yep.
I never knew that. I used to watch it on the USA Network and on TNT. Yeah. Like those were the two channels. Like this was whenever the Monday Night Wars was happening. Every single Monday, like WCW Monday Nitro and WWF Monday Night Raw would be going head to head with each other.
It was on there for a long time, TBS and TNT. And then it went to USA.
And TBS was like Thursday Night Thunder, like I remember that.
Yeah. And so, but ESPN used to cover wrestling back in the day. I think it's something, maybe Smoky Mountain. I can't remember if it's Smoky Mountain Wrestling or it was one of them wrestling. I remember there was a guy called the Trooper. He had a odd sleeper hold that it was his finishing move. But really enjoyed doing the wrestling. I sitting here. There's a lot of stuff. UPike and Alice Lloyd games. That's a big chip, getting to do them college ball games.
Absolutely.
Is awesome. Doing games at Joan C. Edwards Stadium at Marshall. Those are some of the biggest things that we've done at D&D Sports Network. So very, very excited, for the future, and
absolutely
a lot of fun things. If you're a sports fan, listen, I highly suggest any kid that loves sports, chase your dreams. And
life is too short not to, honestly. I mean, you have a short window to where, like, if you're a really good talent, like a short window to where you can actually do something. And if you have the potential to do it, like, just go for it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be in this world for probably 70 plus years.
That's it.
So, if you from 16 to 24, you have that kind of window to where you can do something with your life on the athletic side of the thing, like, go for it.
Yep. But and we highly suggest to everybody, guys, and listen, whether it's graphic design, videographers,
the World Series of Poker.
When I was younger, there you go. And we talked about that earlier for you folks that's just now tuning in. JJ, that's what he does does the World Series of Poker. Travels around the world, goes to Vegas multiple times a year to compete in that. I know a lot of you fans are going to have questions moving forward, but the media was something that people didn't go to college for in the mountains because it was, you wasn't going to use your degree.
Absolutely.
But nowadays, it's a little different.
Yeah, everything is much more portable, and there's more options, and everything is less expensive as well.
Yep.
You don't need to spend $5,000 or $10,000 on a bunch of cameras like you can do it with, one of these. I mean,
that's it. But there's you got a ton of media outlets right here in the area that you can get a job with. So get into that. That's something that I would highly suggest a lot of people go do, because there is jobs in the area now for you to use them degrees.
And absolutely, and ever since I was like 12 years old, everybody's always told me you should be on the radio, but I could never find a radio station to actually interview with.
Yep.
But now, like, you can start your own podcast. Like, there's so many possibilities. And one thing that I'm looking forward to, this year is interviewing some of these players.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to interview the Jaden kid.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with him, like, pick his brain and see where his head's at, and, like,
Well, we'll have Jay come on.
Absolutely.
He'll be one of our first guests.
Yeah.
And that's something. Well, we'll go on. We'll talk here in a minute as we end the show about, some of the future of the show. But, I mean, show started at 8. It starts at 8, lasts till 10. It's a 2-hour show every morning. The reason we done that, we want everybody to start their morning here with the D&D Sports Network, and then we highly suggest everybody tune over at 10 a.m. to KSR. Our friends at KSR has been partners. One of my biggest mentors is Matt and Ryan and Drew. But make sure that's kind of what we want this show to help lead you guys into that show. This will have a little more of a local feel for it for you folks. So we hope you guys continue to hit that share button, continue to grow this. But jumping back to what we was talking about a while ago, I don't want to skip over the Women's Basketball Association.
No, absolutely not.
I didn't. I just got a message from one of the league, one of the CEOs of the league, and they said, don't forget, tell everybody, that the league has already started. So if you want to catch these games, you can catch them online. Go to WABA, Women's Athletic Basketball Association. This is kind of a farm system for the WNBA. So like kind of like what the USFL is or the XFL is to the NFL. Exactly. Exactly. And but we do want to tell everybody today's show will go to 10:15 because we didn't get started till 9:15. So we're going to go 15 minutes over for the show. But we're hoping, JJ, as we continue to grow this show, I mean, we already got a lot of big names ready to come on.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm gonna have to dig in. Might be able to get some pro players. Whenever I first started my career in media, I started it working for the New York Knicks website, the Knicks Fix.
Did you really?
Yeah, it is the biggest New York Knicks website going.
Wow.
And, I wrote for them for about a year. And before we started D&D, and I got a lot of good connections back from them days, and so may try to pull some of them big guests in the future.
Absolutely,
for them, but I don't want to. I still want to talk about. We got some stuff. Brooke Atkins. You was asking me who's the best girls basketball player in the area.
Yes,
to me, Brooke Atkins now.
Okay.
Trinity Rowe just graduated. She was Miss Basketball in Kentucky. Her, Kiara Thornsberry, they was two of the best. But now that they've graduated, Brooke Atkins from Wayne, trying to think, J.C. Salmons from Wayne, Addie Atkins from Wayne, trying to think, Kenley Woods from Ashland. There's girls basketball has so much talent in it right now. This year is going to be a really fun year in girls basketball. But Brooke Atkins already, she committed just ahead of her senior season. Committed to Youngstown State.
Did she really?
Yep.
And what position does she play?
She is a wing or
like a shoot.
Yeah, she's small forward, shooting guard.
Oh,
yeah.
So okay.
So she's the primary scorer of on the Wayne Pioneers, and the Wayne Pioneers is the best girls basketball team, hands down the best girls basketball team that I have covered in a long time. JJ Wayne, I think they only graduate one. I think Lainey Bledsoe might be the only senior that they lost, but they're returning 4. Or I can't remember if Lainey graduated or if Michaela did. Somebody help us know. Somebody knows that tuning in. But this Wayne team's still returning with the Atkins girls, and J.C. Salmons is still the best team that's going to be in the mountains.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited to watch, a lot of the girls' basketball games, and especially this player that you just mentioned. I mean, I love seeing, talent from, it doesn't matter if it's girls basketball, boys basketball. Like, I just appreciate, all talent.
Well, JJ, we're going to take our last commercial break, and then we come back, we'll have the last segment. Make sure you guys stay tuned in. We still got a lot to talk about. Come right back and join us here on the Startup Morning Show.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Craving a taste of Central America? Head to Sal's Steakhouse. Sizzle your senses with mouthwatering steaks, juicy burgers, savory chicken, and fall off the bone ribs. Sal's Steakhouse, where your taste buds will thank you. Unleash the flavor at Sal's. Taste tradition, taste the difference.
Hi everybody, Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
We are back here. This is the final segment here of the Startup Morning Show with JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy here. JJ's first day on the job. He's the new guy, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome, JJ, to the show.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate all the positive feedback. This is currently day 3 of my training day.
Yeah.
But day 1 of the show. Yeah, and I'm really honored to be here.
Well, JJ, as you know, I gave you a task last night, and I said, JJ, come up with some topics for us to talk about. And one of the topics that caught my eye that you've seen, I did not know that the House or Senate has voted to implement that everybody from the age of 18 to 26 has to register for the draft.
Yeah, I believe it was the House that passed it, but I believe it has to go through the Senate in order for it to fully become, like law. But yes, like they're in the process of trying to pass something to where if you're the age of 18 to 26, like you automatically have to register for the military, which is crazy to me. It's almost like we're taking, another step back, because that's what they used to do back in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember I saw a video online. It was on TikTok, but it was like an old news broadcast from the 70s where they had like some ping pong balls, and depending on which ball that they grabbed, it would have a birthday on it. And if your birthday fell on that specific day, then you would have to,
Yeah, I remember one of my friends' dad's, Gordon Wallace was his name. He said that he worked back when the draft was back in Vietnam, and he ended up taking and worked his whole life. He come from a poor family, worked his whole life to buy a bicycle.
Yeah.
Went and bought a bicycle so he could get back and forth to work. First day he bought his bicycle, he got caught up in the draft.
That's insane.
And when he come back, said every time he looked at that bicycle, he remembered that, but said that he was too big, too old to ride that bike then. After that, so I'll always remember that. But that's crazy to think, that kids have to apply for the draft. But here's the odd thing, is like you take kids having to be eligible for the draft at 18. Mm-hmm. Well, then, you take the NBA draft, okay?
Yeah.
The age limit, what is it, 20?
I believe it's 19 now.
Or 19 now.
Yeah. Or 1 year out of high school, but, somebody in the comments section can correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe it's, 1 year out of high school or 19 years old.
Yeah, that's what it was. Me, myself, I wish they would change it to 3 years.
Uh-huh.
I wish that they would make players go 3 years of college.
Yeah.
Now I used to not feel that way as much, but now the NIL is a thing.
Yeah.
Players can get paid and they can support their families. They can support their families, why they're in college.
Just like some of these girls basketball players, they was like, well, why am I going to the WNBA whenever I'm making literally almost 15 times more in college than I would, in the league?
Yeah, 100%. But used to, I was like, well, go ahead and let them, because a lot of these players, their families, they come from rough places, and they need that money.
Absolutely.
Well, now you can get that money in college, so I'm not as hard on that now. So I wish that they would make them stay 2-3 years in college. I think that would help the NBA game too.
Yeah.
But I do see the argument, like, if they can go to war at 18, why can't they play in the NBA at 18?
That's exactly right.
They can go fry a burger at 18. Why can't they play in the NBA at 18?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I see it both ways. I just think for the game, I wish that they would.
Because a lot of times, a lot of these players need more time to develop.
Yeah.
They may have the athletic ability
and
all that stuff, but the other fundamentals they may not have.
I can't wait for tomorrow's show, because I want to talk about Reed Shepherd and what he's done coming from the mountains and now being a top 2, top 3 pick in the NBA draft.
Ooh.
Yeah, projected pick. So
I'm looking forward to this.
Look real forward to that. But, and then I seen on there you said, should there be an age limit for presidents?
Absolutely.
That's I could not agree more with you.
And one of my reasons being, like, I get it, like, the next guy that's most likely going to win. Yep. I mean, he's going to be what's best, but in the future, I would like whoever's going to run, like, to not be like 4 generations, past everybody. You know what I mean? Like, if you was born in like 1946, like, how much can you possibly relate to somebody that was born in like 1985? The generations are so different. Like, for example, you pay this much for your home like 40 years ago versus like what the price is today, but then it's just like,
JJ, here's the thing. When you take a look, there's no possible way that you can tell me that the two most qualified candidates that we got in America are Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Now, I'm a Trump fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a huge Trump fan.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think that I don't think he did a good job, because, if you look at the statistics, obviously he did a lot of things right, but you're 80 years old. Surely
there is no way possible that that Trump and Joe Biden are the 2 best qualified guys that we got in America to run our country. No, and listen, Joe Biden, take out whether I think he does a good job or not. I'm gonna take that out. This man, like, he's becoming, and it's almost becoming an embarrassment, because you've seen him be senile. Now I'm always the type of person, whoever's in office, I'm going to respect.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, they're my commander in chief.
Yeah.
So sure. I'm always going to respect whoever's in the office, whether I like them or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost becoming an embarrassment, not for the country, which is that too, but for his family, because now, I mean, he's getting on there to some of the stuff that, he can't remember doing, the health issues. Like, there's no way that the man should be in office again.
Because you're in charge of 300 million Americans.
Yep.
You have to make decisions that's best for all of those people. So, like, if you're that age, like, how capable are you of being able to make those decisions?
I agree with you 100%. There's got to be an age limit.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say maybe, 55? Maybe, what do you...
I would probably go...
Maybe 60?
I could see 70 in certain cases. I could see certain cases being 70, but I would like it to be 65 and below.
I would love to also know, like, what people in the comment section think as well.
Absolutely. Let us know, folks. Whether you're watching it now, we know a lot. 8 o'clock's early. We know a lot of people will be watching this on replay when you're doing your workouts and all that. So let us know. In the comment section, we will go back and check, but revisit this topic. In a later date, but. I just think 65 is senior citizens.
Absolutely.
All right. There's no way you should start to run a country when you're a senior citizen. Yeah. Now, if you're 61 and you do your 4 years and you do a good job, then I could see you getting another term. But I just think first term presidents 65 is the cutoff age.
And we haven't even talked about like the House of Representatives.
No.
You got guys that have been in there for 40 years.
Yeah, and listen, Mitch McConnell is. I hope we never lose him. On there, because he is, the power. He's the most powerful man.
He's really in the White House. I would say he's probably the most powerful.
Yeah, I would too. So it's a big leg up, but I hope he still has his foot in it somehow or another.
I just hope his health is okay. Like I worry about people's physical health. When you see people on the television and it looks like they've frozen, I'm like, I'm genuinely worried about you.
I agree 100%. But guys, this is the first episode of the startup show. Again, KSR's show starts at 10 a.m. Normally we'll wrap up at 10, but we was 15 minutes late here today getting on, so we got 5 more minutes here. Anybody that has topics, you can send them to us via message privately. You can send them on the page, ever how you want, and we'll try to get to them topics in future shows. We're together here today. We're not always going to be together because sometimes JJ will be at his home place and I'll be here at the home studio. But we're going to have plenty of guests come on throughout the show. We're going to be taking call-ins. We do want to tell everybody, if you're a local business owner and you want to get on early on this show, make sure right now get a hold of us because why it's going to be affordable for you to advertise. This is one of the most affordable advertising you can get right now on D&D Sports Network. Get on early because I promise you, this show we're going to do it 5 days a week, and it's going to be one of the best morning shows coming and going. You guys definitely want to get in. So if you're wanting to advertise, reach out to us today. We will come visit you and talk about some of our packages for the show, and not only for the show, but for D&D Sports Network.
Absolutely.
So JJ, as we look, I'm excited when we start taking call-ins.
Absolutely. I would love to just hear what people have to say.
Yeah.
Whether it's positive feedback or negative feedback, it's okay. Anything's, to make us better.
Ashley Dalton says he's still waiting on his sign. Ashley, we will the sign. We need to get you a Diamond Flagging Company sign like this. He is one of our most loyal sponsors. He owns Diamond Flagging Company, the number one flagging service in West Virginia. Yeah. So we need to get you a Diamond Flagging Company like that, or we need to get a Diamond Flagging Company sign to put on the show here. So we got it in the background of the show, but as you see, a lot of people was messaging a while ago asking why I had the Belfry jersey and no other jersey. Well, this is our first show.
And that's where we went to school on top of that. I mean.
Yeah, we both went there, but this jersey means something really close to me. Jeremy Steele, he was number 30, the Rain Man.
He was a great player.
Yeah, he was one of my best friends. We lost him to ALS about 6 months ago, and wanted to honor him by putting his jersey up on the first show here. But we do take and want to tell everybody, listen, local schools, football, baseball, basketball, send us your jerseys. We'll put in the background here at the studio so you can be on the show. If you got bobbleheads, send them to us. But very excited, JJ.
Absolutely.
The Startup Morning Show, been excess this first show. I've had fun, had a lot of topics to talk about, and
I've enjoyed day 3 of training.
So JJ, we will leave here, and then JJ's got to get trained on the sales part, so we're going to leave here and then we're going to go do the sales part of the job.
Well, absolutely, I'm excited.
Yeah, so I really look forward to it, JJ.
Yeah, for sure.
And I highly suggest, if you're just tuning in, go back and look at the topics about the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Not being a knife anymore. A lot of interesting topics. But tomorrow, I want to dive in a little more into the basketball angle in the area, because we had some people say, could you tell us who some of the players to watch are, not just the teams?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'll try to get a list tomorrow of 20 names that, or 20 names that you've got to know if you like mountain basketball.
And people in the comments section could do that as well.
Yeah. You guys, we want you guys to play along again. This show is for you guys.
Absolutely.
We want you to start your show here at the D&D Sports Network. We're going to be doing food brackets, coffee shop brackets. We're going to be helping local businesses. We're going to be doing a lot with this show.
Yeah.
And the main thing, trying to keep you guys at home updated on all the topics going on, whether it's weather, politics, religion, sports. We're going to cover all of it, but it's all going to be faced around local athletics. So
absolutely.
You guys want to definitely make sure you tune in. Guys, want to thank everybody once again for tuning in here. Guys, first day startup show JJ was a success.
Absolutely.
Cannot wait till tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We hope everybody set your alarm, joins us here as we get up early to talk to you guys about sports and other topics here in the mountains. For JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy, you've watched the first episode of the Startup Morning Show here on the D&D Sports Network.